Imagine you're standing, arms at your sides, and your friend has convinced you to let them tie you up with a rope. This all seems harmless enough until you feel a push. As you watch yourself tipping toward the ground beneath you, you try to catch yourself with your arms and your legs, but they won't budge. You hit the floor only to realize that this isn't just some childhood prank. This is your new reality. See, whereas most of us in this room are blessed to be able to stand and walk without giving it much thought, nearly 100,000 people in King County alone would give anything to do the same. Strokes and traumatic brain injuries rob people of so many things, perhaps most poignant of which is their trust, the confidence that their own body will be there for them. And disabilities don't just affect one individual, they impact their entire village. Families, friends, entire communities. Perhaps you yourself know someone who has suffered a stroke or traumatic injury that has drastically changed their life. Over the last 6 years, I have developed a unique connection-centered collaborative approach to teaching Tango. Rather than memorizing patterns of steps, I teach my students to move together as one as they co-create the dance. I am known for my work on connection. Since releasing my book in 2011, I have presented my work in 85 cities in 12 countries across 3 continents. When stroke survivors started coming to my classes in 2013, I used my extensive movement background and teaching experience to design a technique specifically to help them improve their walking ability. This is possible because of neuroplasticity, the idea that the brain can form new neural connections and reorganize itself throughout life, that contrary to popular belief, the brain can, in fact, heal itself. In March of this year, I started teaching classes specifically for stroke survivors, and in June for traumatic brain injury survivors as well. I am pleased to say that people with mobility ranging from just slight balance issues to difficulty even standing have benefited from my method. The camaraderie has been inspiring, and we have witnessed a number of small miracles. Ta, who hadn't walked in 20 years since his stroke when he was just 11 years old, took his first steps solo. Ellie gained the courage to walk without her brace. And Sean, who was hit by a truck when he was 7.5 years old, whose caregivers attested did not walk, came to his 3rd class and said, "I want to dance." He got up and walked himself across the room 3 times. By harnessing the power of partnership, my technique helps people regain some of what they've lost. Perhaps most importantly, it boosts their confidence. I've partnered with Valley Medical Center, Seattle BrainWorks, and the Brain Injury Alliance of Washington, who host classes that benefit their patients and clients and are open to the community as well. This program helps fill the gap between traditional rehabilitation services and reintegration into the community. Or, as Sarah Devine, stroke nurse at Valley Medical Center, who set up our program there, says, it helps people feel less like a patient and more like a person again. Physical therapists, occupational therapists, nurses, and neurologists agree that there's a lack of resources for people with significant mobility challenges, and they are recommending our program. Now, due to their disability, many of our students live on a very limited income. In order to keep the classes accessible, we ask a significantly reduced fee for service, and participants pay anywhere from nothing to one pair that pays double what we ask. Because my intention is to help people, I have never turned anyone away for lack of funds. And that is why we have started the nonprofit Hugs That Empower, to ensure that money is never an obstacle for anyone who wants to get moving with our program. I have the help of an extensive and dedicated team of advisors, experts ranging from healthcare professionals to community organizers, and some absolutely invaluable volunteers, both in my classes and on the Hugs That Empower board. With $50,000 in funding, we will be able to triple our pilot classes, expand our proof of concept and outreach. And because I am just one person and I can only dance with so many people myself, and because this program is proving so effective, I feel a responsibility to share it through a training program. Now, let's try a little experiment. Please stand up. I promise I won't tie you up with a rope. And stand on one foot. I'm going to do this in heels. What do you feel? A little shaky, off balance? With one finger, touch your neighbor's finger. Notice how just a simple touch can restore the feeling of safety and balance and trust. Imagine, with your help here tonight, we can get people all over King County, across the United States, and one day, around the world, out of their wheelchairs and into trouble. Thank you.